So hello everyone, I am back with another try and fly, or in this case a tried prepared, which is the try and fly alternative for Prepar3D. You're looking at Prepar3D version 2.1. I recently updated and yeah, things have gone better, but there is a but. I also got problems I didn't have before. For one thing, I suddenly get out of memory crashes. My guessing is that I probably did get them before, but they weren't shown like out of memory, so it didn't bring up this nice dialogue telling me that it's an out of memory. And it also didn't do the little ding ding sound that gets on your nerves, but now I know what it is. So if you keep hearing some ding ding ding, at least here on Windows 8 it's like that, then you know that you're close, very close to an out of memory issue. I have turned down quite a few things. I turned off traffic again. Kind of sounds familiar to my old setup. And yeah, so there's another problem since the update. I have a problem with the shadows inside the virtual cockpits, and I think also outside, because I can't see any shadows, although I have turned them on. It's not that I'm that keen on having those shadows, but I thought it was one of the kind of highlights that you could to get these light effects and shadow effects in the virtual cockpit don't work anymore since the update. Tja, have no idea why that is. Possibly something that might be remedied by doing a complete new install. I just don't care doing that because I have taken a long time to set this up. I'm not sure what happens if I reinstall some of the add-ons I have again, because there are limits on the amount of installations you can do and activations, and my guessing is if I do a complete new setup, chances are I will have to reactivate those things again, and eventually I will end up with a problem. So yeah, so I might do it later, like much later, but at the moment I'm glad that I have a sort of running version. Now what we're looking at here is a Boeing 737-800 fly, as you can see. It's not the PMDG. The PMDG worked in P3D version 2 somehow. Since version 2.1 I get these strange effects on the PFD again. So working on that one. And this here is the iFly. It's the iFly P3D version. Although they don't guarantee that it works on P3D V2 because I haven't tested it with this version, but it is a P3D licensed version, so I'm actually using now something that is licensed to be used in P3D. It's the professional sort of, not quite cheap. The thing is, I didn't have the iFly for FSX. I only bought it for FS9 way back. Therefore, I would have had to pay anyway if I wanted to get it for FSX. And because I do have a P3D version, I just took my chance and got that one. It's not cheap. I think we're talking around $80 or so. I think it is a bit more expensive than the FSX version, which is to be an entertainment thingy. So because it is professional use version, they make it more expensive. Thank you very much. But anyway, it does work. It worked more or less out of the box, and yeah, let's have a look inside the cockpit and then we'll try and do a setup the usual try and fly way. So here we are now in the virtual cockpit, and you can see already that it's not bad. So the iFly was never bad. It just in comparison, in direct comparison with the PMDG, well, obviously, this is not quite the same. But still, it is a nice plane and it does work. And what I want to see now in this try and fly and also in other flights that I'm going to do is how stable will it work, will it crash? And the other thing is, will P3D crash? I told you before that I got quite a lot of issues with the initial version of P3D. So I'm hoping that the patch has fixed most of them. Okay, the shadow thing, I don't really care. Would have been nice, but as long as the damn thing flies, I don't care really. So yeah, this try and fly will show. I'm hoping that I'll get through this without any crash. And then I will also try and do longer flights. I would like to fly for the airline on P3D, but so far it hasn't been possible because every flight I tried was interrupted prematurely, and it doesn't really make a lot of fun doing that. So let's go through here, do a quick setup. So I haven't really flown with the iFly on FSX yet, so this is also going to be a first. Oops, I'm guessing. I'm guessing there isn't that much difference. Switches are slightly different to the PMDG, but I think that's quite okay. Fuel pump. This question is, do we actually have fuel? That's by the way. Okay, now here we are in the 2D cockpit. I'm actually re-recording my voice again because for some reason the mic has been tuned down, so I'm hard to hear. Yeah. So I'm going to set up now the flight. Here we see the CDU, the Iraq. Okay, so our reference airport is Echo Delta Lima Victor. That's Wese Niederrad Airport, and we're going to depart from EDLV and we're going to return back to Wese. The standard try and fly setup, and we're going to be doing this from runway 27 as usual. Now let's go and set up the departure. It's for runway 27, Sony 3 Sierra, Sonep 3 Sierra departure. And here we can see nicely right Sonep, right, so arrival, ILS 27, and this is SOP 2, 1 whiskey. Okay, no transition. And we're going to remove LAA and bring the two things together so that it looks exactly like the one we had before. Okay. Here we go. Now during the setup I realized that I haven't yet started the alignment. So I'm looking for the aft, the aft overhead, and here we go, setting them both to nav. And now we have to wait, not the full time because it's also quick alignment, but a couple of seconds. We need to wait before the displays are going to show. I'm also going to set the position here. waiting for the alignment before we can see. Now continue. Here you can put in the gross weight automatically. 2 tons of reserve is okay. We take 25 as a cost index. It's going to be 5,000 feet. Okay, then let's put in 45 degrees. Okay, here we go. So we get a reduced thrust on takeoff. So we're going to do a flaps 5 takeoff. Oh, hang on, it's not 0.5, it's 5. Okay, and it will calculate the CG and also set the trim properly, and that gives us the 115, 117, and 135 as V2. So we're basically set up, and now we're just waiting for the alignment to take place. Assuming that stuff is still... Yeah, we're still aligning. Let's test the flap. Yeah, and as it turned out, Fraps for some reason turned on the option to hide my mouse key. I had this turned off, but it turned it on again, or didn't save that setting, so that's why you can't see me moving the mouse, unfortunately. Sorry about that. It's just the way it is. Okay, so I think we are more or less ready. The alignment is done, so we can have a quick look now at the route. My hardware, my Linda setup isn't working yet because it's new gauges, so I need to re-record the macro settings. So I will have to go through this manually. My hardware unfortunately isn't quickly go through the route. Yeah, looking good anyway. Right, so I'm back. I also realized that the volume of my microphone has been turned down a bit. Not sure why that happened. So I'm talking a bit louder now. I also had trouble starting GSX because for some reason it just didn't work, so I had to restart it. That was obviously successful. So let's get the pushback and so on. Right, there we go. As you know, AES isn't working in V3D, as far as I know. Still waiting for an update that makes it possible. I'm in motion. Alright then. Okay, let's have a quick look at the settings here. Parking brake, okay, I didn't hear any voices, but if it says we should, then we do. All engines clear, started well. Okay, so that appears to be no voice. Oh well then, starting. Okay, so we have activity here, and rising. So GSX is not as nice as AES because it's not as specialized on the specific locations as AES is. On the other hand, it's quite general, so you can use it on almost every airport. And it usually does a decent job with the pushback. It just doesn't have all the little options that you can use that AES offers, but then again, most of them you don't need. We have started cutout, yeah. That's not good. Yeah, you have to be careful. Let's see if we got. We have turned off the APU. Okay. That was not nice. I have to be careful here with the mouse and the PC. Yeah, that's one of the things that's not as nice as the PMPG. It's kind of... I easily hit the wrong buttons here in this particular plane, but it's not too bad. So somehow they seem to have us behind now. Okay, that's good. I'm surprised we don't hear anything. Position reset button break. I wonder if I have turned off the voice somehow. But let's not worry about that one. Okay. Flaps. Oops, flaps are full. Can that be? Did that happen? I have no idea. Need to get it up again. Okay, flaps 5. Interesting. I didn't do the fire test. No, it works actually, by the way. Okay, right. Base and so weiter. Okay. Flaps are 5. Okay. Right then. Parting brake is released. Have a good trip, thank you very much. Danger. Interestingly, these little objects, they cast a shadow on my aircraft. Doesn't check. Way up the stairs. One thing that's good in the Aviation FSX is the screeching sound of tires next to me. They always seem to be too fast for it. Keep screeching. Even with small touches on the brake, you get this kind of squeaking sound. Okay, so I'm going to check before we continue. I'm going to check why we still have a master caution. I obviously have forgotten to set something here. I'm guessing. No. Okay, as you can see, we got rid of it. What I forgot to do is, and here the iFly, it's always important to do that. Here we still had those on alternate EC. There was an orange light here. So as soon as I both turned them on, the problem was interesting. Okay. But you know, try and fly. Kind of letting myself be surprised by things that happen to me, so far it's not bad, and let's hope it continues like this. So before takeoff, check these flaps are set. Auto brake is RTO. Okay, so landing lights. Switch, yes, it works with the switch. The strobes on. It's not going too fast here. Okay. And the strobes. Does it appear to have turned the strobes on? Let's see. No. Are they actually on? Oh yeah. Steady. It's hard to see, so obviously they're on. Let's check this. Outside. Yeah. Works. By the way, switching between views used to be a Let's Crash P3D thing. Also will be. Maybe not as explicit as a lot of people had it here, but still, I got in trouble a couple of times. So yeah, so far the patch appears to have solved the problem. Another thing I have with P3D is it is very dark, so it really looks dull. I'm not sure whether there's a way of getting this better, but everything is dark, including the cockpit. I find it quite dark, to be honest. Don't know. Power set, and off we go.
V1.
Rotate. Okay, so there's no rotation. What's wrong? I see my side check here doesn't work. Okay. Check that next time. That's it. The autopilot has taken over quite nicely, as it seems. Switching some of these switches is a bit difficult. This one here. Takeoff checks. Quite okay here. Flaps are up. Here. Retracted. So there's a bit of an anomaly now, because normally you would have a turn to the left at Lima Victor 204 towards a Zonep, and then quite a sharp bend back to SOP 2. The iFly has shortcutted this rather short, as we can see. So normally that wouldn't be okay, because if ATC would clear us for Zonep, I couldn't just turn around shortly after LV204, but anyway, we'll see how that flies. I'm more interested in the autopilot, and I have to re-record my voice again because it's hard to understand during flight. Next page. So I've already set up the radio frequencies here. We got the Ilarat DB 1.5.5. Actually, the readout is 16 miles, and we're still flying away from it, which is okay. And I also already tuned the ILS frequency 110.70. The 4 settings on both sides. So it is 272. I'm assuming that like in PPG I will have to set up the RMS frequency all of it. The automatic landing done, so let's see. Just turn around now. Start setting now. So far this is quite good. Frame rates without flaps around the 30 to 35, which I'll switch over to. Let's go to here. There we go. Again, it is quite dark in the cockpit, at least this is my impression. Virtual screen works. Okay. Weather, I think, is not simulated, but terrain.
2500.
Looking good so far. As you can see, like all the displays, the iFly is quite advanced, so you do get quite a bit of airplane here for your money. It's just a direct comparison with the BMWG, where there it doesn't look as good, but I think quite happy enough. If it flies stably on my system and allows me to do my airline flying with it, that's fine. It'll be my plane until we have some new BMWG, and I can be sure the BMWG is actually working. Okay, so activate approach mode now. very quickly. That's very good.
500.
Now let's see if we can activate the second pilot here.
$400.
Drag it.
300.
Okay, no problem.
Minimums.
Flight slow.
100.
Flight slow.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Well, that felt quite good. Auto brake worked fine. Turn it off now. Thank you. Okay. Right. That went like a charm. It's the only thing that I wasn't able to turn on the second autopilot. Probably something missing. Look, something here. So I took over. Well, that's okay. It handled quite nicely. There was no jumping and other strange things happening when I took over. Very nice, very nice. To say, I like it. Yes, I want to follow me. Oops. Use my Bosch. Marshall has been dispatched. That's nice of you. Let's put the flaps up here. It's fine. There's the Marshall. Strobes. Strobes are difficult to reach, and they do not work with the switch. Like this. Looking good so far. Good dash now to the... generally there's still some issues with anti-aliasing and the graphics bits and pieces. They have improved it, yes, definitely. One has improved these things, but there's still some flickering things and stuff. I'm not sure whether that's the scenery or... getting there, it just takes time. Generally I can say that 2.1 is more stable, but there's also a higher probability for an out-of-memory crash, so I really turned back a lot of the settings, the ones that I don't really need. That's okay. I mean, when I was flying FSX I had everything turned off more or less. As minimum as you can do in FSX without it looking strange. So I'm used to this kind of setup, and if it helps me run P3D without a crash, without an out of memory, so be it. That's okay. I don't need to have thousands of airplanes on me. Thank you very much. experience is working. And I think they do have an iFly mode, which I need to try out. So, good. Yes. View is coming on. So, got it. So, light. Just we can turn it off. I should have done this earlier. As I say, why not? Right. That wasn't a very good parking. Why? You told me to stop where. Okay, so that was another try and fly, or try it prepared, with the iFly 737NG Professional on P3D version 2.1. I hope you enjoyed it.